More about living in the time of the coronavirus epidemic. Another log has been tossed on the bonfire that is the year 0 CE. A Supreme Court justice died, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, of pancreatic cancer, not the virus, at the age of 87. There are 45 days until the election, and we know two things for sure. The trumpet will do everything in his power to ram home a nominee, and the Democrats will do everything in their power to block that nominee, at least until after the election. So we're in for some high-test ramming and blocking here, a great deal of contention. I saw Bob Woodward chiming in with his divinations. He's become like a mole in the front yard, so difficult to get rid of him. He's become a pest, for sure. The media like to feature him because he seems so profoundly knowledgeable, and he's consistently against the trumpet. And of course he sees himself as essential. Now we can add golf crazy to this mix. I watched some of the U.S. Open. Nearly all of the big names are gone, didn't even make the cut. So much for experience as an extra club in the bag. A 21-year-old kid is leading by 3 shots going into the last round, which promises a lot of very crazy golf. You want crazy? One pro was 4 feet from the hole on the 18th green. It took him 6 shots to finish his round. That's crazy. It's been politically crazy all along. Hey, we live in a democracy. But the heat is about to be cranked up to a raging boil because of the election. There are several specific sources for the advanced nuttiness. One will be the furor over a Supreme Court justice nominee. Another will be the polls. The polls are oracles like Bob Woodward, purporting to be scientific. They are no such thing. They are more numbers. They are more fun with numbers. They are misleading. And they stick around because people want to have a sense of knowing what is happening. So they will hold on to, they will embrace the polls, even if that is a false sense of what is happening. Rather like the CoVid numbers. And then we will have the mail-in voting. That will be one great big doozy, I promise. Because of the epidemic, voters want to avoid the in-person ballot. So we've got mail-in. This will result in mass confusion and flying allegations of fraud. The ballot count will take more time, and it will be like Florida with the hanging chads. Everyone involved will be suing in court. Brace yourself for a big celebration of democracy, this time on a national scale. Oh, how the trumpet will blow. Finally, the debates. They are really looking to be a ruckus this time around. They will be, I think, a last wheezing gasp for the straight white man, and it could get ugly. They're going to go at each other, and it could get very ugly. Then, I know I said finally, but this is the capper. There is the election day itself. And that could be worse than ugly. It could be explosive. People hate the trumpet, and if he won again, he would rub it in their faces, and that would be more than they could take. If there was rioting, he would blame it on them, they would blame it on him, and everyone would suffer. Poor old democracy would be imploding, and all the Russians and the Chinese have to do is pull up a chair and watch the show. Projecting ahead, Yet another model, in this year of the model, 0 CE. The most explosive result of the election would be inconclusiveness, more uncertainty. We will not know who won. Confusion will reign, chaos, all wrapped up in the epidemic. The Joker smiles. Everything we do to reduce uncertainty only increases it. It's democracy gone wild. Justice Ginsburg died over the weekend, so it took until Monday for the first official flames to burst out, along with all the ramming and the blocking. We also hear the mourning and the mocking, along with calls for statehood for D.C. and Puerto Rico, and immediate impeachment of the trumpet. That hot enough for you? And they're just warming up. There are comets blazing all over the political heavens. The trumpet says he will nominate a woman by the weekend. The Democrats stand up and howl.